The Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, a university of Brazil, is a public university in the state of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. UFRJ is the largest federal university in the country and is one of the Brazilian centers of excellence in teaching and research. In terms of scientific, artistic and cultural productions, it is recognized nationally and internationally due to the great teachers, researchers, reviews and assessments made by international agencies. In 2015, U.S. World University Rankings ranked UFRJ as the best Brazilian federal university, as well as the third best university in the country, occupying the 9th position among institutions of Latin America. In 2015, the ranking Universitário Folha ranked UFRJ as the second best university in Brazil and the best federal university in the country. Brazil's first official higher education institution, it has operated continuously since 1792, when the Real Academia de Artilharia, Fortificação e Desenho was founded, and served as basis for the country's college system since its officialization in 1920. Besides its 157 undergraduate and 580 postgraduate courses, the UFRJ is responsible for 7 museums, most notably the National Museum, 9 hospitals, hundreds of laboratories and research facilities and 43 libraries. Its history and identity are closely tied to the Brazilian ambitions of forging a modern, competitive and just society. The university is located mainly in Rio de Janeiro, with ramifications spreading to other 10 cities. Its main campus is of the historical campus of Praia Vermelha and the new Cidade Universitária, which houses the Parque Tecnológico de Rio of Science, Technology and Innovation Development Cluster. There are also several off-campus units scattered in Rio de Janeiro: the School of Music, the College of Law Studies, the Institute of Philosophy and Social Sciences and the Institute of History. In downtown Rio, the National Museum and the Valongo Observatory in São Cristóvão, and the high school unit Colégio de Aplicação in Legore. To the city of Macaé, located in the state's northern region, was dedicated a research and learning center focused on environmental issues and oil-related matters, and the city of Duque de Caxias, in partnership with the National Institute of Metrics, Normalization and Industrial Quality, saw the implementation of Polo Avançado de Exercício, aimed at boosting research in the fields of biotechnology and nanotechnology. UFRJ is one of the main culprits in the formation of the Brazilian intellectual elite, contributing significantly to build not only the history of Rio de Janeiro but also of Brazil. Some of its former students include renowned economists Carlos Lessa and Mario Henrique Simonson, Minister Marco Aurelio Melo, the architect Oscar Niemeyer, the educator Anicio Teixeira, the engineer Benjamin Constant Botelho, writers Clarice Lispector, Jorge Amado and Vinicius de Moraes, politicians Francisco Pereira Passos, Osvaldo Arana and Pedro Carmen. Besides the great physicians Carlos Chagas, Oswaldo Cruz and Vital Brazil. History. Creation. The Federal University of Rio de Janeiro is direct descendant of Brazil's first higher education courses, created on September 7, 1920 by President Epitácio Pessoa through the Law Decree 14,343. The institution was initially named University of Rio de Janeiro. Its history, however, is much vaster and parallel to that of the country's cultural, economic and social development. In its inception, the university was composed by the Escola Politécnica, the Faculdade Nacional de Medicina, and by the Faculdade Nacional de Direito. To these initial units many others were progressively added, such as the Escola Nacional de Belas Artes and the Faculdade Nacional de Filosofia. Thanks to such achievements, the UFRJ took a crucial role in the implantation of Brazilian higher education, which was in fact an aspiration from Brazilian intellectual elite since the country's colonial era. Due to the long-standing tradition of its pioneering courses, the university functioned as the scholar mill upon which most of Brazil's subsequent higher education institutions were molded. Restructuring. In 1937, Getulio Vargas's Minister of Education, Gustavo Capanema, announced a reform of the education system, under which the institution changed its name to the University of Brazil. The change reflected the government's aim of controlling the quality of the national higher education system, mainly by setting a standard by which all other universities would have to conform. Such decision was strongly influenced by the French concept of university, that in which component schools are isolated in order to assume a specific professionalizing teaching method under strong state control, which contrasted to the German model seen, for example, in the University of São Paulo, founded in 1934. The early 1950s marked the institutionalization of research in the university, which consequently led to the implementation of research institutes, full-time academic staff, instruction of highly specialized professors, and the establishment of partnership with national and international financing agencies. In 1958, occasion for the 150-year anniversary of UFRJ's Medicine School, the university was faced by the urgent needs of a structural reform that stimulated deeper participation and cooperation among professors and students with college affairs and a more rational, efficiency-based use of public resources. After an ample sequence of debates and public consultations, the resulting plans for reforms in University of Brazil were quickly absorbed by the scientific community, set a new standard for national college planning and influenced even, among others, Brazilian communication industries and government's decisional spheres. In 1965, under the government of General Castelo Branco, the university would achieve plain financial, didactic and academic autonomy, a condition called, according to Brazilian legislature, autarky, and acquire its current name, which followed the still active standard for federal university naming. After the Reformation process, the university was propelled into a deeper and riskier restructuring phase that aimed to make the institution fit for the recently approved law, Decree of March 13, 1967, a situation widely regarded as too bold for a nation with recent history as an independent territory and a culture that, inheriting traits from the Portuguese colonial rule, heavily emphasized tradition and stability. Present day, the UFRJ keeps an open-doors policy regarding foreigners who arrive at it to disseminate or accumulate expertise. This also allows for internship or job opportunities for its teaching staff in different institutions and areas of research. International inter-exchange and partnerships are profuse, leading to reformist tendencies that most of times successfully coexist with the university's strong traditional ties. The UFRJ adopts the Roman goddess Minerva, patroness of the arts and all professions, also associated with knowledge and intellectuality, as its mascot, and many sculptures depicting the goddess seem scattered throughout the institution. In 2000, the Rectory requested to the Federal Justice that the university's name was changed back to University of Brazil, as the old name has been changed by an arbitrary decree during the country's years of military dictatorship. The request was deferred, so it is correct to address the university by either name. aims. The university manages an ambitious program for extension courses, consisting mostly in providing full-time education to financially debilitated non-students of varying education backgrounds. Besides, the UFRJ contributes heavily to Rio de Janeiro's public health with its 9 college hospitals, providing for over 1,000 vacancies, and its deep integration with the state's health treatment network. In 2010, the institution achieved a very good evaluation and a maximum score in the Ministry of Education's General Index of College Courses. Its clear emphasis on research alludes to the personal motto of one of its most famous and distinguished scientists: "In a university, one teaches because one researches." Organization, administration. The Federal University of Rio de Janeiro is an autarky and a public institution linked to the Ministry of Education. Its administration is commanded by the Superior Councils, the Conselho Universitario, the highest decisional authority, presided by the Rector, the Conselho de Curadores, responsible for the financial books and budgetary matters. Also under rectorship rule, the Conselho de Ensino de Graduação, responsible for admission to undergraduate course and other undergraduate affairs, presided by the Pro-Rector of Graduation, and the Conselho de Ensino para Graduados, responsible for research activities and post-graduation courses, presided by the Pro-Rector of Post-Graduation and Research. The institution is also directed by a Vice-Rector and 6 other Pro-Rectors. The rectors are nominated and chosen by the Ministry of Education from a 3-candidate list formed by general election every 4 years. In general, the MEC respects the electoral decision, choosing the most voted candidate. The current rector is Carlos Antonio Levi da Conceição, with Antonio José Ledo Alves da Cunha as vice-rector. The academic pro-rectories are as follows: Pro-Reitoria de Graduação, Pro-Reitoria de Pós-Graduação e Pesquisa, Pro-Reitoria de Planejamento e Desenvolvimento, Pro-Reitoria de Pessoal, Pro-Reitoria de Extensão e a Pro-Reitoria de Gestão e Governança. Serving as executive institutions are a total of 11 superintendencies: Superintendência Geral da Graduação, Superintendência Geral de Pós-Graduação e Pesquisa, Superintendência Geral de Planejamento e Desenvolvimento, Superintendência Geral de Finanças, Superintendência Geral de Pessoal, Superintendência Geral de Extensão, Superintendência Geral de Gestão e Control, Superintendência Geral de Governança, Superintendência Geral de Tecnologia da Informação e Comunicação Gerencial, Superintendência Geral de Políticas Estudantis e a Superintendência Geral de Atividades Fora da Sede. Notable rectors. Some of the famous figures that have held the post of rector in UFRJ are Benjamin Franklin Rames Galvo, Dr., first ever rector and former member of the Brazilian Academy of Literature; Raul Leitão da Cunha, Dr. Pedro Carmen, former Minister of Education and Health; Deolindo Couto, former member of the ABL; Raimundo Augusto de Castro Monas de Aragão, former Minister of Education; Carlos Lessa, economist and former president of Banco Nacional de Desenvolvimento Econômico e Social. Statistics and AMP heritage. According to its yearly statistical report, the university controls 52 units and supplementary departments, each linked to one of 6 academic centers. It has a total of 48,454 active undergraduate students plus 7,333 students in undergraduate online courses. and a yearly graduation rate of 5,381 students. As of post-graduation studies, there are 5,389 individuals undergoing master's degree and 5,382 candidates for doctor's degree. Of its 3,821 professors, 3,068 hold a doctor degree, 618 are masters and 61 are specialists. In addition, its high school unit accounts for 760 enrolled students. The university's main buildings are located at Cidade Universitária in Ilha da Fundão, but the campus at Praia Vermelha still gathers a plethora of units and supplementary departments. Additionally, there are the Institute of Philosophy and Social Sciences, the Institute of History, the College of Law Studies, the Valongo Observatory, the School of Music, the residence of college students, and the National Museum. Among the isolated health buildings that are at the Maternity School, the São Francisco School Hospital, and the Ana Neri Nursery Schools. The UFRJ possesses additional campuses in Rio de Janeiro's Chile Avenue, in the cities of Macaé and Esalq, in Itaguaí de Capagua, Arraial de Cabo, and in Santa Teresa. Structure: UFRJ can be divided into 6 university centers plus the Escritório Técnico da Universidade, the Fórum da Ciência e Cultura, and the University City Hall. Each center is made of dozens of units and supplementary organs responsible for education, research and extension in the respective areas of knowledge. University Centers. Center of Health Sciences. The university's largest, involved in activities and research related to biosciences. As a whole, it gathers 10 units and 14 supplementary organs, 3 hospitals, 3 nuclei, 2 schools, 3 colleges and 13 institutes. Activities are developed mostly at CCS's main building at College City, but there are also units at Praia Vermelha in downtown Rio, in Macaé and in Esalq. Center of Technology. The university's second largest center, it manages 2 sprawling engineering schools and 2 high-tech research institutes, all located at College City. The city also controls 2 business incubators and 1 foundation focused at technological studies. These units were all previous to the center's foundation, each with a unique history, and the performance is crucial to the national technological environment, given that together they form one of the country's most influential tech poles. Center of Mathematical and Natural Sciences. Originated from the traditional and influential National School of Philosophy, it is made of 5 institutes and 1 observatory. Its main infrastructure is located at College City. The Institute of Chemistry and the Institute of Physics are located at Center of Technology's Block A and the Institute of Mathematics at its Block C, but both are units of CCMN. The Valongo Observatory is placed near the Maua Park, at the top of Morro da Conceição, and it is the country's only federal institution to offer undergraduate course in astronomy. Center of Law and Economic Sciences. Responsible for activities concerning applied social sciences, administration, economics, law and urban planning. It gathers 3 units and 2 supplementary organs scattered throughout College City, Praia Vermelha and downtown Rio. Center of Philosophy and Human Sciences. Encompasses interdisciplinary academic activities regarding social sciences, especially those with theoretical focus on society formation. The CFCH is made of 6 units and 2 supplementary organs. The CFHC is located mainly at the campus of Praia Vermelha, though some minor buildings are found in the regions of Lago de São Francisco and Legore. Center of Literature and Arts. Similar to the other centers, it was founded in 1967. It currently comprises 4 traditional units of UFRJ, 2 schools and 2 colleges focused on the arts, language and architecture. Its main buildings are placed at College City, except for the School of Music, which is located at downtown Rio. COPPEAD Graduate School of Business, the UFRJ School of the Business, founded in 1973, located in its own building on the campus of UFRJ Fundão Island, is the only business school associated with a Brazilian public university that has international certification, whose is the only of Latin America listed among the 100 best in the world by the prestigious Financial Times ranking. Units and supplementary organs. The so-called units and supplementary organs are institutions of basically 2 types: schools, colleges, destined to professional training, research and extension, and institutes, destined to basic research, extension and teaching of a specific area of knowledge. Generally, units deal with undergraduate and postgraduate courses, while supplementary organs are charged with coordinating disciplines according to each specific line of research. Additionally, there are research nuclei, which fall into the category of supplementary organs. As in most Brazilian universities, these 2 institutional sets are subdivided into departments: libraries and museums, keeping important historical documents of both national and international relevance. UFRJ's libraries and museums can be considered the primary source of inquiry for the country's most renowned researchers. In 1983, the university implanted the system of libraries and information, through which students and staff enjoy easy and speedy access to the entire collection of its 43 libraries. General digital access to UFRJ's libraries is made through the Minerva base, a database that, much like the CIB, gathers all university libraries into a single website. Among the most noteworthy museums and cultural spaces are the National Museum, Latin America's largest museum and anthropological of natural history, as well as Brazil's oldest scientific institution. Its building is a conversion from the Brazilian imperial family's old palace in Paço de São Cristóvão, and it was founded by royal figure Dom João VI in 1818, but integrated to the university only much afterwards, in 1946. Brazil's Emperor Dom Pedro II, himself an enthusiast for scientific knowledge, contributed to the museum's collection with Egyptian art, fossils, botanic species and many other items obtained during his personal trips. Laboratories occupy a great portion of the museum and spread to some buildings raised in Horto Botânico, in Quinta da Boa Vista, in Botafogo. The university also manages the Casa da Ciência, a cultural center of science and technology active since 1995 and dedicated to the exploration of languages and of popular forms of communication, such as theater, music and audiovisual techniques. It performs periodical workshops and expositions open to both students and the general public. Health complex. The university's medical hospital network is composed of 9 supplementary organs distributed throughout various campuses. Together, these units are responsible for 566,410 treatments, 8,293 surgeries and 18,555 hospitalizations every year. Clementino Fraga Filho University Hospital, created in 1978, it is UFRJ's flagship medical institution, sprawling through 110,000 meters squared. It is both national and international reference in high surgical procedures of high complexity. São Francisco de Assis Institute of Health, founded in the 19th century as school hospital and reopened in 1988 by then Rector Luis Renato Caldas, sustaining a profile of high-quality customer service clinic. It acts on medical procedures of low-medium complexity and focuses on patients requiring long-term care and hospitalization. Institute of Psychiatry acts as Latin America's flagship research, post-graduation learning and knowledge diffuser institution regarding multidisciplinary studies in psychiatry and mental health. Maternity Institute of Childcare and Pediatrics, Institute of Nationwide Recognition in Matters of Childcare. It was incorporated to the university after formal proposal from Professor Joaquim Maternity. It undergoes research in the mother-child field and acts on assistance and teaching and training in pediatrics. Institute of Chest Diseases, founded in 1957 by Professor Antonio Ibiapina and, since 2000, adjunct to HUCFF's main structure, promotes full-time assistance and undergoes research regarding respiratory illnesses. Diolindo Couto Institute of Neurology, located at Praia Vermelha campus, is responsible for activities, research, teaching and assistance in the fields of neurology and neurosurgery. Institute of Gynecology, founded in 1947 and located at University Hospital Macorvo Filho, notable for providing radiotherapeutic services specifically for matters of gynecology ontology. Edson Sud Institute of Heart, founded in 2003 to develop high-quality research in the fields of cardiology and vascular surgery. The institute initiated its activities in old departments from HUCFF and the School of Medicine. Maternity School, founded in 1904 to assist pregnant women and newly born children from unprivileged social backgrounds in the state of Rio de Janeiro. It was pioneer in the use of, among other methods, ultrasonography and Doppler fluximetry in Brazil.